This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
What is up, everybody? I am so confused. I don't know what the hell just happened. I think I figured it out. I see what you guys are doing, I think. Welcome, everybody.
I gotta walk Kelly through it.
Oh my God.
It shows that we're simulcasting and that you have the Red 5 Tavern as an extra destination, but for some reason it's just not transferring over.
Well, yeah, I think because you guys started Tavern first, I see that I'm up, but I also have an issue. Were you guys doing it also on Red 5 Tavern Twitch?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm getting an error that it's not going to Twitch.
And now mine says that there is a green check mark.
On Twitch?
We're all working. Yeah.
Okay. So on my end, it still has an error, but I don't know. And I think I see that you guys from Red 5 Tavern are streaming the Scuttlebutt channel, which Kelly and I talked about this earlier. I don't think I should have been simulcasting on Red 5 Tavern.
Okay.
If you guys were going to do that, because yeah, we're canceling each other out anyways.
Yeah, that's what it feels like.
But it's working. Whatever it is, whatever is happening, whatever buttons are. I think it's working. No, I'm watching. What am I watching? Oh my God!
So we're working on the Scarif Scuttlebutt.
Right, and I see weird things happening on the Red 5 Tavern
because I
stream.
was the one sharing our YouTube on the Red 5 Tavern.
Yeah, I saw that.
I had to leave the studio. I can't be in two studios at once or I'm going to hear the background noise of YouTube. So I'm trying to walk Kelly through it. She's got to do it on her end.
Yeah. Well, welcome everybody for both the Scuttlebutt podcast and the Red 5 Tavern. You guys have been doing an amazing job for the last couple of days. As you can see, there's a crawl happening underneath, but you actually, all right. So this is probably where we should have had a pre-production meeting, because I was going to run the crawl on Scarif, but if I do, then that means there will be a double crawl and nobody will be able to read anything.
So I think what it's doing, looking at my YouTube on my phone, it seems to have created a whole different room in the Red 5 Tavern. So it is simulcasting to Red 5 Tavern, just to not that specific studio that was created for the 24-hour stream. That's what the issue is. So when you go to the 24-hour stream.
So actually, I should probably end my simulcast of Red 5 Tavern and then let you guys take over on your end, because
maybe that's what needs to be done.
Yeah. So because it looks like you guys are just sharing. Red 5 Tavern is just sharing a screen.
Right. Because she's trying to get it up on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. So hold on a second. I'm going to remove my simulcast.
Okay.
And let's cross our fingers.
See, this is where DB needs to go in there and help Kelly.
Okay. And then okay, let's see.
Okay, so she's got that.
So yeah, it seems like Red 5 Tavern is just sharing the screen.
Yeah, that's going to be the best way to do it. That's how I did it with Alan.
Okay.
And it worked out just fine.
Right. But now there's nothing on there. At least on the Red 5 Tavern thing.
Let's give him a second.
Bum, bum, ba-dum,
G4 says what live streaming looks like after 24 hours. 22 hours. Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. I feel like we're the sequel trilogy.
Kelly, if you can hear me, she needs to share
the screen, our screen, like our YouTube.
When she goes to share screen, there's like 3 different options. So like I have entire screen, window, and Chrome tab. She needs to go to the one that says Chrome tab, if she's using Chrome.
Yeah. Oh, You've been at it all day. Oh, and this is the wrong. What am I doing with that T-Public sale thing? Wow. That's a lot of buttons.
There you go.
Might as well get rid of this. Hmm. This is what happens when 17 shows share one StreamYard account.
Hi, Rolando.
I don't even see people. Where are people going?
They're at the Red 5 Tavern. They're waiting for the Red 5 Tavern.
And
my God.
That's funny. I do. You know, it's funny. I can see the Red 5 Tavern chat in the Scarif chat, obviously, because it's the same account. But it's almost like I see one. There we go. Here we go.
She's sharing way too much.
And I'm wondering if anybody can hear us at the Red 5 Tavern. No, they can't.
will, because they were able to hear Alan when I did
even when we're when she shares though, right?
Yeah, but she's
like
got
right
to share.
now.
She's got to she's got to share the live YouTube.
Sounds good. Well, for folks that are in the actual Scarif live chat, thank you very much for coming on by. You guys may be spillover from Red 5 Tavern while they hook that up. But Shanti, tell us a little bit about what our 24-hour stream is all about while we get some things rolling here.
Sure. So there's so much confusion. That's hilarious. We're tired, man. That's why I'm not on camera tonight, because I look like a mess. But basically, we have what's called the Red 5 Tavern, which is part of the Red 5 network, where a bunch of us like to get together and play Dungeons and Dragons. And one of the members, whose name is Tom, and I believe his D&D name is Eldron the Wood Elf. I don't know. I can't remember. I'm tired. But unfortunately, on October 18th, he lost his house in a house fire. All of his possessions were just completely gone. And, obviously having lost everything, they have to completely rebuild. So, with his permission, we got together and decided to do this 24-hour stream where we're trying to raise $2,500 on GoFundMe. And for every $500 that we've raised, we are extending the live stream by an hour. So we are right now at $1,510. So, yep, so
nice.
we've had to tack on 3 hours. So we're doing good. We're doing
excellent. Good. Keep it going. Keep it going. Check out that URL underneath our pretty little faces, the GoFundMe account.
Oh, Kelly had it right. What did she do?
Oh, yeah, she had it. And now she didn't. There you go.
Stevie, Stevie, go help your wife.
Let's see here. I'm gonna go back to. Here we go. All right. I'm looking at the Scarif page. Melanie, thank you for joining us. Ricardo, muchas gracias. Rolando, thank you so much for joining us. I know a lot of you have not had any sleep. Thank you very much for supporting the Red 5 Tavern and the efforts to help out a friend. Very commendable, guys.
Yep.
Who else is in here? Thank you, guys. So I don't know. I'm going to have the other... Yeah, there's still nothing on Red 5 Tavern, and I'm hoping.
Yeah, do not.
I don't even think they hear us.
Do not click into. I'm trying to communicate with her via the chat room. I'm trying to tell her, do not click entire screen or window. Whatever the other option is, that's the one she needs to click. Do not click entire screen or window.
So I wanted to.
Hey, Baldo.
I got a surprise text from Brad today. He was in Canada, and he was able to post a couple of pictures of his ship in the bay, and which was kind of cool. And he almost brought me to tears because he's away. He's doing his bit for King and Country, per se, and I felt honored that I was one of the people on his very short list that he texts while
No.
he's on land. He says he was in Canada, and he did get a chance to catch up on Andor,
Awesome.
which is pretty awesome. I think the last episode he watched was The Axe Forgets, episode 5. And you want to hear what he said?
Yes.
A quick review from our buddy Brad. This show is so good. You can quote me on this. This is the deepest introspection we've seen into the real Star Wars universe since Rogue One and possibly ever. Wow. So I think he's liking it, Shanti. What do you think?
To say the least, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I can't wait to maybe do a recap, all three of us, when he gets back. Kind of do maybe a rewatch now that, I think when he'll be back, we'll be able to do kind of like a whole rewatch of all the episodes and see how it fares. But he's catching up, and I'm glad that he's really enjoying it. This last episode, what the hell was it called? Narkina?
Yeah, something like that.
Narkina 5. I wanted to ask you before we get into Andor, because I know I was listening to Kelly in the previous show. She really wants us to touch a little bit about Tales of the Jedi, and I'm not sure if she's pushing buttons or if she's able to hear us. But have you seen any of the episodes for Tales of the Jedi?
I've seen them all. I binged it in one sitting.
Yeah, they were pretty good, huh?
I loved them. I absolutely loved the whole thing. Told a very solid story in each episode, and I've had several conversations about how that seems to be done a lot easier when it's animated for some reason.
You mean the telling a story, or
the storytelling, especially when it comes specifically like to Star Wars? Like not that I'm loving Andor, so it's not like I'm putting down Andor at all. But
right.
Certain stories that they seem to tell work better animated.
Yeah, the first episode with baby Ahsoka, I wasn't too big of a fan of the animation. It was a little clunky for me.
Mm-hmm.
But it almost seemed like, I don't know if I got used to it, but it almost seemed like in later episodes, the animation got a little better, or the texturizing. There's something about the animation that maybe, I don't know, maybe my eyes were a little bit more forgiving. But that kind of dwindled away pretty fast because I was really enthralled over the stories.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. Something about the animation, the writing for the animated shows really has, in some cases, have surpassed, some of the streaming shows, especially some of the ones that are not, our favorites, if you know what I mean. But it's really interesting, and I love how they. Let's see. Somebody's saying that they're not hearing the sound, but they're seeing us.
Yeah, they were able to get us to. But I don't know. All I did, like Alan's today, all I did was share it straight from YouTube, and everyone said that they were able to hear it. So I'm not sure why it's not working.
So when you share the screen on the bottom left-hand corner, there's a little empty box that says share sound. You have to make sure that that's clicked.
Okay.
But yes. So getting back to, I hope Dragon Buddy heard me, because he's actually asking, how do you share the sound? Ricardo, Tales of the Jedi. Is Filoni setting us up for the Ahsoka live action series? Yeah,
I would agree with that.
I would agree with that too. But I think, Filoni has been at it for quite a while now, setting us up for this Ahsoka live action. And recently there was either an interview or a quote that had Filoni say that Ahsoka is going to be a samurai type adventure story. And I find that kind of refreshing. We know that the history and the, the inspiration for Star Wars, kind of came from obviously Flash Gordon, but you had the Kurosawa films. I forgot what the name of that movie was, but there are two characters that he based R2 and C-3PO from. A Hidden Fortress, that's what it's called. And it's kind of cool to kind of have Filoni kind of go back to the roots of Japanese storytelling. Obviously, we got a hint of that last year when we when Visions came out. I know a lot of people were on the fence about that, but it's kind of neat to have different takes on Star Wars, and Visions was definitely that. But yeah, you guys always say it's a great time to be a nerd, and it certainly is. So we are definitely looking forward to Ahsoka. What I know you have a particularly fondness for certain blue characters. You're
Yes, I do.
looking forward to Admiral Thrawn maybe popping up.
For the love of God, please. please, I need a live action Thrawn. And I actually heard not too long ago that, of course, it's just a rumor, but it looks like they were going to possibly cast the person who actually voices him, which is Moss Mikkelsen's brother.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that'd be great.
That would be good. That would be great.
Because his voice is perfect. Just very even.
Yeah. Oh, now they're looking for system sounds on their computer. It's not that difficult, guys.
Kelly's gonna freak out.
Man. No. Hold on a second. Let's write this. Share screen. Wait a minute. Will they be able to see it here? No, they wouldn't. Oh, hold on a second.
So
I might have to talk amongst yourselves. I'm gonna text Kelly.
Okay.
And
oh, I see it. Yeah, okay. So when she goes to that third tab, there's a check mark at the left-hand corner that says share tab audio.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I see it. You know what? Maybe I should send a screenshot of what I just saw and send it to her.
I should call her live.
Oh, you should do that. She'll love that. See, this is what I love when shit goes wrong, because it's just funny. I swear, we'll get to Andor.
We will.
We're just trying to help Tom.
It's very important. Hold on. Let's put her on speaker.
She's not going to answer.
I don't know what to do.
Is this Kathleen Kennedy?
Yeah, whatever you want me to be.
Okay, so when you hit share screen, well, now it's called present. I'm like, why is there a button called present? It's present. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Share. When it says share screen, there is a bottom. Obviously, it gives you a choice of what screen to share. You click on the screen you share, but on the bottom left-hand corner, there's a box and it says share system audio.
Tell her I sent her a text.
Okay.
And Shanti says she sent you a text.
A visual.
And then allow StreamYard to see your screen. And then I click entire screen.
Right.
And then in the bottom left-hand corner, it says mute website notifications while sharing.
You can't go to entire screen.
Block and a down arrow.
Welcome to our StreamYard tutorial.
Welcome to our StreamYard tutorial here.
Oh my God.
GeForce Racing, you are correct. I'm like trying to do like 17 things the same. You know what? Go ahead and let me see your screen, because I am looking at the charity stream right now. Welcome to our Red 5 internal meeting.
This is an IT meeting.
Right.
Ricardo, I can't wait for Ahsoka either.
Screen that Shanti's showing me.
And but you know what? You are sharing a screen.
Yeah.
But why isn't it sharing the YouTube screen?
Have yours right here, but the sound isn't coming through.
Huh. You know what? Hit stop sharing.
Okay. Got it.
Oh, Mr. Anderson. All right, now let's go through it again. Go ahead and see. It's weird. Your interface looks different than mine.
Yeah.
Breathe, Kelly, breathe.
And it's the same account.
Yeah.
So bizarre. Bum.
Screen.
You know, this show will probably garner our most watched
It will.
numbers.
It will. It's true.
There was one year here in Chicago where there was a gunned man who entered the garage of the ABC television studios. Everybody shut down because there was an armed guy inside the studios. They put up bars on the broadcast because everybody left. Ratings went through the roof.
Wow. Where's DB?
Okay, Kelly, let's go to share screen. Let me see what you see because I'm actually looking at, I don't know what I'm looking at.
Go to present.
Yeah,
Then I
present.
have slides, extra camera, video file, and share screen. I click share screen.
Right. And then on the
What are
bottom,
your options?
don't you see share system audio?
No, I will take a picture what it shows me.
Huh. She doesn't. Well, that sucks.
Mine doesn't even look like Shanti's. This is the picture.
Hey, Nicole, how are you?
What brand computer does she have?
Oh, does
I
that
have
matter?
Lenovo.
Yeah, but does that matter? It's the.
It shouldn't.
No, it shouldn't.
I almost want to FaceTime with her so I could see what the heck she's looking at.
Allow. Oh, you know what, though?
Yeah.
What browser are you on?
I'm on Google Chrome.
That's why.
Mozilla?
Yeah, you have to use Google Chrome.
Oh, no.
Shanti's on Mozilla.
No, I'm on Chrome.
Right, sorry.
Will it still be there when I hit Google? I have to log in all over again.
Yeah.
All right. This is what I can do. This is what I can do. Why don't I get my headphones and do Scarif Live from my phone instead, and I will go back into the Red 5 Tavern studio and share Scarif Live instead. This is the power of having multiple devices.
Nice. Did you hear that, Kel?
No.
All right, don't worry about it. She's
Oh,
not going to
that's right,
understand it
'cause-
anyway.
I forgot I had headphones on. I'm like,
I
did
need you
hear
to
that?
vamp.
All right. Shanti's
right.
going to the rescue.
Yeah, we'll be right back.
Wow. Welcome to the Scarif Scuttlebutt Comedy Hour. What's up, everybody? Well, I just wanted to remind everybody, you know what, while we're at it, because we, the Red 5 Tavern and the Red 5 Network have been going for a couple of, not more than a couple of hours. I got to find that. I don't know what that is. Anyways, let's take some questions. We're going to talk about Andor when Shanti gets back, and then hopefully we will also see it on the Red 5 Tavern. What was the name of the episode? Narkina 5. And hopefully everybody got some great THX 1138 vibes from that episode. You had, if anybody is not familiar with THX 1138 and follows the Scarif Scuttlebutt podcast, because we started out as a Star Wars podcast, and you don't know what THX 1138, shame on you. Let's see. I'm going to add Shanti to the stream here and see if that works.
Hi, I'm on my phone. So I'm on my phone.
Okay.
Now I'm going on my desktop. It's because, yeah, we're using different computers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, when Kelly sent me that screenshot, it was because I know I don't use Mozilla for that.
I want to make sure. Okay, I am sharing it. All right, there you go.
Oh, and that's weird. Your icon is not visible on the tavern site.
Oh.
See, that's weird.
That blows. That's okay. It's Scarif After Dark. Don't worry about it. All right, we should be good now.
Shanti to the rescue. What's up, everybody?
Really quick reminder, we should be doing some sort of giveaway as a thank you to everyone who's been assisting us and cheering us on and donating. But we're asking that people actually, when the time comes, depending on which chat room you want to stay in, we do ask that the responses come through the Red 5 Tavern, because that's where Kelly is moderating from.
And this is the giveaway that we are giving away. This is the item that we're giving away. Masters of the Universe Revelation Skelegod action figure. Check that out. Let's see. I want to get a closer look at this guy. And I can't for some reason. He's a Skeletor dude, man. But you know what, though? Look at all those Star Wars pops behind there.
I know.
It's awesome, huh? Yeah. Talk to you later, Sith Care Bear. We'll see you in the next 24 hours.
Bye, Josh.
Excellent. All right. So I don't have any information for the giveaway. I'm assuming you do. And please remember to give your responses over at the Red 5 Tavern.
Mm-hmm.
I guess, you know. Oh my God, what the? There's some weird stuff over here. Okay.
What are you showing us?
I don't know. That's just my Twitter feed.
We don't want to see your porn.
My ADHD ads. Why do I get ads like that? All right, let's stop the screen here and let's talk about Andor. Let's play a little devil's advocate. What is it? I know, you know, if you're watching us, probably not for the first time, thank you for joining us. You guys know that we really love Andor. But let's play a little devil's advocate. Is there anything about this series that that you don't like? Let's ask that. What do you think?
Everyone complaining about it.
Oh, snap.
No, I joke. I mean, people can say exactly what they want, because at the end of the day, I'm completely enjoying the show. So everyone's entitled to their opinion. But
even if it's wrong.
Sure.
No,
I honestly don't really have. I mean, I'm sorry. You can call me a shill all you want. I just really am not finding anything that I don't like about the show. Except Perrin.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what is funny? I mean, this episode really showed me that Perrin might be acting. He might be playing the role of dumb husband. When they are alone, it seems like his demeanor changed during that little dinner party, and it would be interesting to me to find out if that is the case. And I know you guys gave me crap for fueling Josh's love for Perrin.
Yeah.
But what if? What if?
I already said it. I'm gonna hide from Twitter for a week.
Yeah, but that would be interesting. I think one of the cool things about this series really is just all the characters, the nuance in their personality, and how we're kind of learning about them. I know the biggest thing that people were complaining about for the show is that it's a very slow burn, and yes, it is. So we're talking about how what are some of the things that we don't like about it. I really. The only thing that I can think of, and you're right, there's really nothing that bothers me for the most part. I would like more aliens. It seems like, especially during the prison, you know, that last episode was glaring that there were really not as many aliens as we're used to in a Star Wars. Doesn't bother me a lot, but you know, it'd be kind of cool to see a couple of aliens, you know, walking around, especially in the prison. It seems like they're all human.
Well, maybe we're just that bad.
Yeah.
I mean, I know, Josh, that's been for Sith Care Bear, that was definitely been a really big complaint of his, that in a galaxy this big that's comprised of so many different species, that the only place where we seemed to get a lot of that was in Star Wars Acapulco. So
Star Wars Acapulco, that's right.
Yeah, so
with their
that was
Walmart,
really the only,
with their Walmart lawn chairs.
And even when we went back to Ferrix, in this episode. I was trying to look maybe
Yeah.
like in the streets where there seems to always be a lot of people gathering, which is great to see.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I really noticed it there as well.
Yeah, you're right. But another thing that does bother me a little bit,
Hmm.
and like I said, this is very nitpicky, but the pacing of the episodes seem to be a little, uh, I don't know, how do you say, they're slightly off. I think the scenes, when a scene starts, it ends kind of abruptly and it goes to, how they're doing different scenes, and you see the dinner party, there's like a little something happens and all of a sudden they cut to something else. So there's like
Yeah.
three stories going on at the same time. I'd like for them to spend a little bit more time within those scenes, because you start getting into it, you start getting invested in the scene, all of a sudden they cut to something else. And I think that was
Yeah.
for me, that was a big problem in Phantom Menace. They had three things going on, and
Right, right.
one was really exciting, and then the other one was the battle with Jar Jar and his people, and it's like, no, get back to Maul. But
Yeah, I mean, I guess I can see that it feels like the series finale of The Sopranos every time they just cut to black for everything.
yeah,
Yeah, no, I get that. I guess I can agree with that one.
let's see what Jack's Law is saying here. They tend to take it too far, I think, with the aliens, and it gets childish.
See, and that's something that I've been saying about the childish aspect of it.
Yeah, I mean, I can kind of see that, and I'm gonna go back to was it Mandalorian? It was one of the Mandalorian shows where what's her name,
Hmm.
the comedian lady goes into the cantina, and
Yes.
there's a giant ant sitting there.
Right, right.
Which I mean, there was a giant hammerhead in the hammerhead shark type character in the original Star
Hmm.
Wars. Um, Let's see what else is in your complaint, that there's not enough aliens is why it feels more real.
I guess I just don't want it to be a distraction. We're
Yeah,
supposed to be focused on these specific characters. And
sure.
again, it becomes the thing of, well, where are the stormtroopers? And now everyone's like, oh, look, there's a stormtrooper. Like,
Yeah,
why? And then I don't know. I guess it goes back to that question of what makes Star Wars, I guess.
sure.
And for some
And
people, that's what it is.
yeah, and that's a big question. I just had a little a tiff with somebody the last couple of days regarding that. What makes a Star Wars a Star Wars? Oh, I think it was Adam from A Certain Point of View podcast. And we're really talking about, what is it? What elements need to be involved for this to
Hmm.
be a Star Wars? And I think for a lot of people, I will endeavor to say that this is, we're missing Jedi, we're missing Force users, we're missing, X, Y, and Z, which I think is, it's a fair um, opinion, it's a fair critique, but the one of the reasons that I'm really enjoying this series is because it is grounded. It seems more real. There's no silliness.
Hmm.
The writing is impeccable. I do feel that they are treating this series, these characters in such a way that I'm not focused on the silly. I'm ultra focused on the story, the writing, the dialogue. And I think I think it's fantastic.
And but I also feel like this is the pitfall to having certain expectations, and this was actually something that Adam and I went back and forth on. And, I said, especially just from judging the trailer before Andor even premiered, I never once got the sense that I was about to watch a show that was going to include those elements.
Hmm.
So when I don't see lightsabers, when I don't see a bunch of stormtroopers, when I don't see Jedi or, any force use, I'm not going to be disappointed. I mean, and it's kind of the same thing as Rogue One. We knew that this was going to be, expanding on that story. And I really don't find, other than the stormtroopers, the elements of the whole force and the lightsabers and the Jedi, that to me is not something that's heavily present in Rogue One.
Right.
Yes, you get a Kyber crystal at the beginning with Jyn Erso. yes, you have, the other character that's seems to be force sensitive or whatever, but
Mhm.
other than that, it's not to me a very heavy presence. But
Sure.
we praise Rogue One, but some people then are dumping on this. So that's the part for me that I don't understand.
Yeah. I'm going to put up a question or a comment here from Jack's Law.
Okay.
And I think I know what he means. When you saw Yoda for the first time, wow, it was good, right? And then he follows up with, it did not feel childish. It was still real. And
Yes, I know what he's saying.
I think for me, I think that holds true. And the reason it does is because I think I was really focused on the story. I accepted these characters, and obviously I'm not watching an HBO drama. When I was watching The Empire Strikes Back, I knew what galaxy I was in. I knew what environment I was in. But yeah, I didn't say, oh my God, that's a puppet. So I think is that what you mean, Jax? If it is, then yeah, I totally agree with you. What's up, Andrew, from the Science Fictionary podcast? Another one of our Red Five brothers over there.
So
with the Red Five.
because I have the Red 5 Tavern chat open on my desktop over here, and we can't post any comments from there. GeForce Racing is watching, so thanks, GeForce. And he said,
Yes.
I think the original Cantina scenes set the tone for humans being a minority in Star Wars. And
Oh, okay.
I
Yeah.
don't know which way he's trying to use that comment, but that to me then probably might explain even more why you're seeing more humans being thrown in these prisons versus the more alien creatures. Because again, maybe they are the more chaotic and the ones causing the most trouble. Who knows?
Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, I see that. I think the original Cantina scene sets the tone for humans being a minority in Star Wars. Yeah, and I mean, obviously, in retrospect, I don't think anybody in 1977, when the movie pre 77 was thinking anything about that. They just wanted to have a creature full of aliens,
Yeah.
not knowing that Andor was going to be a thing, decades later. But it's still it's interesting. But yeah, absolutely, it does beg that question. What does it take?
Right.
What elements do you need for it to be a Star Wars? GeForce Racing says, by that I mean us older fans that are asking for more aliens in Andor.
Yeah. I get it.
Yeah, okay, I get it. And what does Andrew say about aliens? Humans have always been presented as a majority in Star Wars, with places like the Cantina being an exception. Okay,
So
yeah,
see, we got an
yeah,
opposite opinion on that.
sure. But again, I don't think, not enough aliens is not one of my critiques or one of my nitpicks with Andor. I think really, like I said, the only one that I really do have is the pacing of the scenes within the series, because for me it makes the whole episode seem shorter, because my mind kind of flips from scene to scene, and I do
Right.
want them to kind of be longer. We're getting some great insight into the Imperials and the Imperial Security Bureau.
Mm-hmm.
And what's her name? Your friend, Old
Deidre.
Crazy Eyes, is
She might have crazy eyes, but I love her character. Deidre.
she's pretty good. And what do you think that they captured? What's her name? Bix? Bix? I have to remember all these names, these new names.
Bix.
Yeah.
Bix. Tricks. Just think of tricks.
Is this the first time? Is this the first time we see stormtroopers? I think it is.
No, we saw them in the last episode too.
Oh,
not
that's
as
right.
much.
Yeah. Right. When Klayla met well-dressed Vel.
Yes.
Oh, what I wanted to ask you, there was a nice little intimate scene between Cinta and Vel when they were spying on Andor's friends. And it really, even that scene gave us a little insight into Vel. Cinta was saying that I'm no, what does she say? She says Vel is a rich girl or something like that.
Yeah.
So I found that interesting. Somebody posted a while back too that said which one is regarding Vel's outfit, because a lot of people didn't recognize Vel because she was so well dressed and she was, dressed nicely on Coruscant when they went to go meet. Which one is the costume, the rebel or the well dressed Vel? So that gives me the idea that especially after that line, it makes it seem like Vel was the kind of like the rich girl who fell in love with Cinta and joined the rebellion for her. You obviously have Cinta, professing her the importance of what the rebellion means to her,
Yeah.
and dishing out, what did she say? It was a great line. The rebellion comes first and we get the scraps, or we get the whatever's left. I thought that was pretty powerful.
Yeah.
What do you
It's
think
funny.
of that?
It's funny. I recognized Vel. Believe it or not, it was the other one that I didn't recognize and didn't
Right.
realize it was the one working for Luthen.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely. And now, early on, I had said that maybe Clayla was the one that had the power, and Luthen was a puppet, or kind of like somebody that really doesn't have. But it seems to me like in Rogue One, we had obviously the rebellion, but we had Saw's people that were doing all the major,
Right.
stuff that the rebellion didn't like. But even within the rebellion, you had General Draven that instructed Cassian Andor to kill Galen Erso.
Right.
We had that kind of, moving behind the scenes, which I found interesting. I think we're seeing a little bit of that in here too. You've got Luthen, who is supposedly in charge of whatever rebellion rebel cell this is, and Clayla giving orders that Luthen may or may not know about, or maybe he does. I'm not sure. I think he, after this episode, I think he does.
Yeah, I don't know. I never was really into the theory that she was the one pulling the strings. But now I don't know what. Now I don't know what she's up to.
Yeah, I mean, slowly but surely they showed a little bit more of how she's kind of listening in. She's kind of being passively and can control behind the scenes. When she's always in the back.
Yep.
And you can tell that she's she's absorbing information. And again, I don't know if she's the head honcho here, or if she's like part of like a faction of whatever group they're part of. Andrew says the show is doing a good job of showing how oppression affects everyone and how it takes people from all walks to rise up against it.
I agree.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that's, for me, I think that's the cool thing, because everybody's complaining there's no Jedi, there's no Force users, whatever, but this series really gives you that look into the common man, especially in this galaxy. And I know people are like, it's so boring, but to me it's not. I mean, like I said, it's well written. It gives you the some great insight into these characters. Nobody's a Force user, nobody's a Skywalker, everybody's just somebody who is trying to figure things out. And I think that we can relate to that. None of us are Skywalkers or Force users or superheroes by any means. This really speaks to me.
Me too.
What
Me too.
What else?
I really, really, okay, so maybe this is my one complaint. So while I am thoroughly fascinated with this character for whatever reason, I do think they are taking maybe a little too much time as to where his story is going, and that's Karn.
Yeah.
Cyril. I mean, I was very happy to see him interact with Deidre, because I've been saying for a while that I was hoping that they would work with each other and that she would employ him, but then she seemed to toss him aside as well, like everyone else has been doing. So I just kind of want to see what his deal is, because you and I spoke on the side that, we don't have that many episodes left. So
yeah, I think
what
his
are their
story,
intentions?
right. I think they should have tightened up his storyline a little bit, because I feel like there were 2 episodes of him just sulking in his room, looking out the window at the
Mhm.
rain. And finally now he's he's in his cubicle. He's doing, he's trying to attract attention. Um, and let's see what happens. Oh, Melanie's got a very interesting comment, and it's something I think that you mentioned in our private chat.
Mhm.
Karn is a powder keg.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Do you think he's going to snap?
I mean, I feel like almost that he's almost like the Joker of this story, in a sense, and I
Oh,
feel like that's why they've shown him, being oppressed by his mother, essentially, and looking at the windows, looking like a sullen teenager and things like that. So I just think they're really trying to show us that this guy is just completely defeated. He's a complete loser. I've said 1,000 times. He is the most pathetic character on this
yeah.
show. We're going to have a Michael Douglas falling down issue with him, and I just want to see in what way.
Right. And
Yeah, again,
against
like Andrew said,
who
he's been cast aside again.
so many times. Yeah.
Hmm.
But who is he going to fight against? Is he going to, because there's the Empire, obviously, that shun him,
Hmm.
his mother,
Yes.
the corpos.
Hmm. I also want to
Who's
know who his uncle is.
Uncle Harlow, or what's his name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the people who are implosive like that versus explosive, to me, are always the ones that you should actually worry about, which is why I've always had an issue with the Kylo Ren character. His constant explosions actually didn't make me feel like he was very threatening. It just made him look like a child. But
Yeah.
Karn, you you can feel his anger. He's always seething, even though he's not throwing a tantrum, but I feel it looking in his eyes, the way he speaks, and he's going to explode. I just don't know where he's going to direct that anger.
Yeah. It'll be
Exactly,
interesting to
Melanie.
see. Yeah.
Yeah, he is. He's constantly looking for approval.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Kylo Ren is the best.
Sorry, Tim. No.
Shanti.
Sorry, Tim.
Yeah. So let's switch gears a little bit. There is a
Mhm.
lot of exposition when Luthen goes and visits Saw, and that scene tells you a lot about both the characters. But I love Forrest Whitaker. I love the fact that he's in this show.
Me too.
But there's one line that really got me, and I made a meme out of it, where he basically says that he is the only one with what is it, focus of intention or something like that,
Hmm.
and that's kind of like a dangerous statement. I mean, a lot of people in that universe, and I think a lot of people as fans do consider him kind of a terrorist, especially if you have read any of the novels. You've got Saw Gerrera as a very extreme character, and in universe, obviously, we find out through the animation that that Mon Mothma is always at odds with him.
Hmm.
But the fact that he feels like he is the only one out of all the groups that he mentioned, the humanists, the centrist republics, whatever, all those groups. It's interesting to find out that he considers himself the one that is the most focused, as far as his intentions, and that's kind of like a dangerous thing to say, especially if other people think you're a terrorist, because
Yeah.
it feels like they would stop at nothing
Hmm.
for their goals. And I think again, reading the novels, he does that, and it's kind of
Yeah.
scary. And I hope to see more of that. What, we're episode 8, we got a couple of episodes
Hmm.
left, but I really do want to see more of Saw, and hopefully see, some of his actions. I think, they teased a lot in some of the trailers, and we know that there's a connection. We love the fact that
Yep.
that Forrest Whitaker is back, but I really want to see more of this character.
Yeah, no, me too. And it's become pretty well known now. I think that I'm actually not a big fan of the Saw character, but I've loved Forrest Whitaker's characterization of him.
Yeah.
And you and I have spoken about this as well, that what I've loved about this show is that all the big name actors, any cameos that we've seen, they've had a purpose. They haven't just been a one scene thing. So I'd like to think that this isn't going to be the last that we see of Saw, but I also think I still think Luthen might end up working with him somehow, but I like seeing that all the interactions that I predicted have come true. I just want to see how they pan out. And
Yeah, I do think that Luthen and Saw will get together at some point.
And that's the other thing that I love about this show is I really can't see where it's going, honestly. I mean, some conversations that I've had with some people have said that it's been predictable. I personally disagree. Look at Perrin. I mean, I don't know. I feel like there's so many people doing so many different things, and you don't know who's working for whom and who's doing what for what purpose. So that's the part that I've loved the most.
Yeah. Fiona Shaw as Cassian's mom.
Mm-hmm.
What a wonderful performance. I mean, last episode was great when Cassian came back and, it was like, we got to go. And she's like, I can't go anywhere. But that little speech that she had with him regarding what is love. Oh, that was so good.
I love that scene.
I have a feeling that Cassian's not going to see her anymore after this. Her health is going downhill.
Mm-hmm.
And I think things are going to start to unravel for Cassian.
Yeah, I do. I think if he gets wind at all that she's died or anything like that, I think that that's probably what's going to light a fire under his ass, essentially.
Yeah. And I think I was expecting for Cassian to be reading what's his name's Nemec's manifesto in prison.
Yeah.
But so far nothing. And speaking of prison, we got Snoke back.
Yes, oh my god. I saw that and I got really excited because I love Andy Serkis, and
he's such a great actor. Yeah. I mean, obviously what he has done for motion capture technology is fantastic, but it's really nice to see him without any things on his face.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's a wonderful thing. And again, it was a good example of, okay, yeah, I got excited because I wasn't expecting to see him and I know exactly who he is. But then I felt like I was able to snap right back into the episode, and he was just so great. In fact, I'm not going to lie, I actually forgot that he had even played Snoke because that character was such a waste.
Yeah. Let's see.
That prison was beautiful, by the way.
Yeah, very clean, very neat, sterile. And again, I mentioned early, if you have not seen THX 1138, you should check it out. There's a lot of parallels in last week's this last episode.
Yeah.
Let's see what Ricardo says. Saw Gerrera was trained by Skywalker in guerrilla warfare, and that Imperial officer that gave that cool speech about the ISB worked with Skywalker during the Clone Wars.
Interesting. This is what I love about the chat room.
Yeah, they got their own show going. Love it.
Always. It's great.
Yeah, definitely, Melanie. I think Shanti, we talked privately too about the guest stars in the other shows like Book of Boba Fett and stuff like that. You got Machete and the Stapler guy
there for the sake of being there.
Yeah, but Yeah, but we'll see who Andy Serkis. His character said that he's at the tail end of his sentence,
Mm-hmm.
so maybe we'll see him again.
Yeah.
But here's a question for us from the chat. So on that comment, do you guys think we may see Vader?
I think if there's any chance of Vader popping up at all, I would think that it might not happen until the confirmed second season.
Yeah.
I just, again, what would be the purpose right now at this point in the story? Sure. I think once again it would just be nothing more than a big distraction. So, I mean, I don't know. I actually would like to see Palpatine actually more than Vader, especially since he was actually mentioned. What was in the last episode? Or was it this episode? Yeah, I mean, that actually got me really excited when I heard his name being uttered. I was like, oh, Palps, yes.
Yeah. I actually, it would make more sense to see Krennic.
I want to see Krennic. That's who I think will show up, honestly.
But the good thing about this show really is, for me, it has kept my attention without the cameos, without seeing somebody, ooh, look at here's a legacy character, here's an older character. So I think if they start doing that, I think it kind of cheapens the fact that,
I was just gonna say that. Yeah.
Yeah, especially somebody like Vader. Obviously we know that they're around. Mm-hmm. We know that they are part of the story from another angle, another point of view, if you will. See what I did there? But yeah, I probably, if I had to say yes or no definitively, I would say no. But Krennic, like I said, it would make sense for Krennic to kind of pop up, especially because there's so much ISB activity, and I love that. Yeah, hashtag long live the Empire. As you can tell.
I wouldn't doubt if, like, the second season, obviously they're going to do some sort of a time jump, because everything that we know so far, this was supposed to be 5 seasons, but they trimmed it down just to the 2. So sure. I'm assuming that's all we're going to get is the 2.
Yeah.
So I would think there's going to be a slight time jump where they can actually bring Krennic in, and then the ending of season 2 will tie in perfectly into Rogue One, in the same way that Rogue One went into A New Hope.
Absolutely. Yeah. So yeah, season 2 starts shooting in November, so we can't wait. And I think there has been an official announcement of how they're breaking up the second season, and how the time jumps are going to line up towards the end of season 2 / beginning of kind of Rogue One. So that should be very interesting. So let's remind folks who are just tuning in to this hour of the Red 5 Tavern, what's going on, Shanti?
So the chat is hopping on both ends, both ours and Red 5 Tavern. We haven't really, the donations have kind of stalled, unfortunately, but this is still great. We're still at 1,510 with 37 donations. So thank you, everyone. It's definitely been a collective effort, and even if you haven't been able to donate, which we completely understand, things are tough right now. Really, like, thank you to everyone who's been retweeting like crazy the links for the GoFundMe, making everyone aware of the marathon stream that we're doing right now. So as of right now, we are on hour 21, and we've got 5 more to go. So and we do have a giveaway that we will be doing here. Kelly sent me a picture, which I sent to you, Ro, in Twitter. We were actually supposed to come up with a trivia question, and whoever answers first correctly in the Red 5 Tavern chat wins the prize. I have a funny trivia, not really a trivia question, but a question that we can ask if you can't think of anything, Ro. And of course, just a reminder, we are not having anybody pay for the shipping. So anything that has been won today, we will send you ourselves. Did I lose you? Hello? Did I lose you?
For half a second, yeah.
I think my internet must have glitched for about a second because it ended the sharing on There we go. Okay, we're back on.
So let's see. Oh, I can pop in the giveaway there.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to think of a question?
I have something.
Okay, go for it.
I don't know. It's not necessarily a trivia question, but it's for our most loyal of the loyal followers. So you have to go to the Red 5 Tavern YouTube channel, please, so you can answer the question. Because if not, we won't know who answered first. Or we can try and figure it out. But okay, if you guys haven't noticed, there have been a lot of Perrin memes lately that have been floating around the internet. Now, I know a lot of people are using them and have started creating their own, but there is one person in particular that kind of set this whole Perrin meme thing off. Who is that person? And I think that's a pretty good question.
Sounds good, yeah.
Relates to Andor.
What account
This person is a complete fool.
has made us suffer through all...
Which makes sense considering he was actually born on April Fool's Day.
Very nice.
Come on, I know you know who it is.
It's too funny.
Who has been responsible? Oh. Looks like DJ got it. I'm looking at the Red 5 Tavern chat. He said Josh. He is correct.
That is correct.
It
Cool.
is Josh, our Sith Care Bear. Congratulations.
Getting the Masters of the Universe Revelation Skelegod
Nice
action figure.
Davey says this person is a visionary. Please stop encouraging this idiot.
That's too funny. Cool. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Congrats, DJ.
So looks like we are at our 1 hour mark talking about Andor, but who's next?
Oh my God, who is next? Now I wish I had Kelly for this part. I believe we have Grant coming up along with Blake from Dork Wars. I think they're going to be gaming if I'm not mistaken. So Kelly, if you're listening, let me know. But yeah, head on over, stay. If you're at the Red 5 Tavern, yeah, it is Dork Wars. So if you're already at the Red 5 Tavern, go ahead and stay there. If you are currently in the Scarif podcast,
head over to
chat room,
Red 5
then
Tavern.
head over to Red 5 Tavern. They are playing Rocket League. That's what it is.
Awesome stuff. All right, Shanti, thank you so much. And
You're
everyone in the chat, thanks for hanging in there while we figured some buttons out. But now I think we got it all straightened out.
We should be good now, but
Excellent.
I'm
Yeah.
glad this happened because now that means I gotta go and redo my setup for Scarif After Dark.
Excellent. All right, guys. As Shanti said, if you were in the Scarif chat, head on over to Red 5 Tavern, hang out in there, keep the party going. Remember to check the URL at the bottom of the Red 5 Tavern and help if you can. $1, $2, whatever you can. Really definitely helps. As you can see, our totals have been going up.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody in the Red 5 family, and really just everybody that supports one of our podcasts who have been able to help and assist, even retweeting and hopping on in the chat. Really appreciate you, and I'm sure that Tom appreciates as well, showing our love, showing our Red 5 family love.
Absolutely.
Until next time, Shanti, we got a couple of things going, but I know we have a busy night ahead of us. So
yes, we do.
Thank you very much in the chat, and thank you, Shanti, for everything. And Kelly, I'll give you a call later.
No problem. All right, guys. Thank you.